Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, fellow YouTubers. Today we're here about to do some little bit of maintenance on our toy. We've had a little problem here. One of the rear bearings is getting a little wobbly, and we're going to go ahead and replace it. Anyways, new bearing. I'm going to do a little video here and show you how I do mine now. There's different ways of doing this, so please don't get all upset if you see that I'm not doing it your way. However, once you see that how I do it, you'll see that it actually works. And if you don't like the way I'm doing it, I understand. Go ahead and continue doing it your way. As long as we can see each other out in the trail and have a good time. Alright? Anyways, Florida weather today is about 75. Awesome. There's a little humidity. Actually, there's a lot of humidity. It's kind of muggy outside. Yeah, I had to pump this. I'm not rich, so I got a manual one. I had to like sit down there and pump by hand, so I'm a little out of breath. But anyways, let's go ahead and get it done. By the way, this is a bearing replacement, okay? A rear bearing replacement. I believe the front is, you pretty much do them the same way. Anyways, as you can see, it's a little wobbly. Yeah, so we're going to replace it so we can get out in the trails tomorrow and have some fun. Alright, you ready? Right. Before we start, let's talk about something here that's important to everybody. It should be important to everyone. Everybody, everyone, and anybody that's going to be doing some maintenance on the rider. Let's be safe. Remember, when you jack something up, jack stands. Do not use the jack as a jack stand because the jacks are not stable and sometimes they will release. Also, if you have a stand like mine, do not forget to put the lock in. Mine's manual, so I have to put a rod through there to hold it up. That's the way it was designed. By the way, just to let you know, I've had this stand for about 5-6 years now. I paid about $350 for it, something like that, over at Harbor Freight. This thing has paid its money back 3 or 4 times over again. Pretty much every year it pays for itself. I'm telling you, I've had no problems with this thing. This thing has worked fine. The only problem I have is I got to jack it up by hand. And well, I got to think about it every time I want to jack it up. Do I really want to jack it up, or do I just sit on a chair and do it? A lot of times I just jack it up. But man, it's a little workout. Yeah, a little work. But anyways, it's paid for itself. It works awesome. So anyway, safety. Same thing. If you're gonna work something that might come apart or something like that, safety goggles, gloves, you know, for your mitts, because you know if you chop your booger finger off, guess what? You got to use your other hand. You have to learn how to pick your boogers with the other hand. I know it's kind of gross. Anyways, it's funny. So let's take the wheel off and see what we got back. All right, here we are. We're still working on this. Anyways, I didn't show you how to do this because I'm sure everybody knows how to remove the axle nut right here, the brake caliper, because we are doing the right rear on this Cam Am 2016 650 XMR. I almost forgot what it was. Anyways, it's on the right rear wheel, so caliper goes back here. I got it tied off up here. Also, so I can move the swing arm around up and down so easier. I went ahead and disconnected the sway brace and the shock. So it's just going to drop down and then it was going to come down. The other thing you got to remove is the hub. Hub right here comes off. See, nice and set it down nice and safe somewhere in place. And then here is the axle, and as you can see, it comes out. I put a jack underneath so it wouldn't fall down on me. And it should come out here in a second. Anyways, I'm gonna have to put you down. I'll show you here in a minute. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. We have got the CV shaft out. We got all this business here. I don't know if you can see it. Hold on, let me see if I can put some light over here so you guys can. Alright, we got all this business out. Now we're going to be working on the bearing itself. The bearing is in here. If you can see, let's see, sometimes sorry about that. But anyways, I'm trying to make it so you can see. and one-handed, and sometimes it doesn't work so well. But anyways, snap ring. There's a snap ring in here. I've already taken some of it out right here, as you can see here. There you go. You see that? Once again, be careful. These things do happen to come out, fly out, and hit your face. So eye protection is needed for this one, okay? And the other, now we're gonna go ahead and clean this out. Let's see. Here we are. I got set up here. I got one of these manual bearing puller things that you can use with it's a through bolt with some spacers up here in the end that fit in the hole where the bearing's going to push out from. And then this has got a wide tube that when the bearing comes out, it'll fall in there. And it's manually operated, meaning we just keep turning it until it starts coming out. But remember, you have to take the clip out first. Remember I showed you earlier. Well, the clip's over here somewhere. Anyways, you got to take that out before it starts coming out. Alright, so here we go. I can't show you at the same time that I am trying to turn because it's just me. But I'm sure you know how to operate one of these things. And bearing is out. This is what it looks like. Old, beat up. This is what it looks like new before it goes in. Now, if you look at these bearings here, on one side, on the inner race, or sometimes even on the outer race, you're going to see numbers. And on the other side, you will not see numbers. It is standard practice for me, the way I was told, that when you go to put a bearing in, install it with numbers spacing to where you can read them so that you do not have to remove the bearing out so you can read the part number. Now, I don't really think it matters much, but it's worked out for me on the numbers out to where I can read them without having to disassemble the bearing. So that's the way it's going to be. That's the way I'm going to install it. Another thing, you know, when you get a new bearing, it usually does not have a lot of grease in it. So chances are it's going to fail eventually somewhere down the road prematurely. So in the market, there's got this little thing right here, bearing greasers. These are awesome because you do not have to disassemble the bearing to add any more extra grease in there. What you do, all you do is, because you notice, can you see? Yeah. You can see it's got them little side holes right there. And it's got a little grease fitting at the top. So what you do is you just press it in. And now you just put the grease gun on the other side and pump it until a little bit of grease comes out and you are full. Let me show you how that. Well, here we are. I got it installed, grease gun and all, and now we're going to pump until we see a slight amount of grease come out. See right there? You see? And right there. So it's full of grease now. All the way to. Well, bearings in. The only little problem I had is I did not have a race that would fit right on the bearing itself whenever I went to install it. So what I did is, you can also do is, if you don't have an exact race, because what it is, when you go to put the bearing in, try to put pressure on the outside race, which is something like this. That way you don't put any pressure on the bearing itself and on the gas on the seal, and it won't destroy it. So what I did is I took my old bearing and I cut it. See right there? See that slit? What it is it allows it to go in there and push the new bearing in and be right on the outside of the new bearing. And whenever I go to take it out, you just squeeze it. It takes the stress out and comes right on out. And you got the new bearing installed. Anyways, we're getting ready to start putting everything. Well, that concludes the replacement rear wheel bearing on this Cam Am. Remember, before you get done and start putting everything back together and go ride, is Torques. Proper torques to every single fastener that you remove or that you even touch for any reason. Check the torque again. Same, your sway brace arm, the sway brace right here, that you got to check the torque, retorque. The shock, if you pull the shock off, torque. The axle nut, torque. Also, do not forget the cotter key on the axle nut, torque on the caliper, on the back side of the caliper. And if there's anything else that you touch on here, make sure that you recheck the torque. There's a reason why I'm not giving you the torques, because what it is you need to look those up. That way, in case the wheel falls off, you don't come back and yell at me saying that I told you improper torque. So, I suppose that if you're going to be doing this kind of work, make sure that you buy yourself a quality torque wrench to actually get an inch-pounds torque wrench and a foot-pounds torque wrench. The same torque wrenches have newton meters measuring on them too, so you can do the metric measurement. But good quality torque wrench, there are several out there, and get the one that you can afford, and get the best one that you can afford. Do not just get whatever you want. Now, if you're just going to use it once and throw it away, then get whatever you want. But if you're going to be doing this kind of work more than once, get a proper torque wrench that's going to work for you and is going to work for you a long time. And don't treat it like dirt. You got to treat them good, hang them up out of the way, release the torques on them until zero amount when you hang them up for storage, and take care of your tools, be safe, and we are going to be riding. So anyways, if I see you out there on the trail, don't hesitate to say hi. I'll be more than happy to talk to you. If you don't like the video, well, once again, I can't help you. Go watch another one somewhere else. Hi everybody, you do enjoy it. I hope you can keep watching more of these videos, because I do every once in a while. I do a video of dumb stuff that sometimes it takes me a long time to do something. But anyways, this is what we got. I'm not going to show you how to put the wheel back on, because obviously everybody knows how to put a wheel on. If you don't know how to put a wheel on, you need to go watch a video on how to put wheels on. This is not one of them. This is for the bearing. We're done, and good luck with your endeavors out there if you have any. If you don't have any, make some. Keeps life interesting. Anyways, King Quad Rider 1-2 out. Sorry about that. Drop the crap.